Alright, so I went to the car and realized that the horn doesn't work, and that's because the wiring from this airbag and the original airbag is different. Now, I had already swapped in a different steering wheel into this car before, and the wiring for that was fine, so I'm guessing this airbag is a different wiring setup than the last one I had. So I'm just going to change around these wires and connect it to the right place so that the horn can work. So this wire here that comes from this connector, I've already taken out of the main plug. I just broke it off because, yeah, I couldn't be bothered to do it properly. But if you care about doing this properly, then figure out a way to take this off without breaking it. But I just broke mine off and I literally just ripped out this wire, as I'm not going to use it anymore. So on the original airbag, as you can see, I'll just call the one from the very left pin 1 and the one on the right pin 2. So pin 1 and pin 2 is the connections that go to the airbag, for the horn on the original one. So those are the two that we're going to focus on this one. So focus please, camera. All right, there we go. So pin 1, if you can see it properly, is this brown wire here. There we go. And pin 2 is this light bluey grey sort of color wire. But we want pin 2 to be the one next to it, which is in pin 3, which is the other horn button. So what I'm going to do is pin 1 is going to stay the same, as that's in the correct position. But pin 2, I'm just going to splice this wire and further down the line, closer to the connection that actually goes to the airbag, which is back here, which is this wire that I'm tugging here. I'm going to splice this wire and pin 2 up here and just connect them together so that it will become pin 2 all the way through to the horn button. That way the horn should work when we put it back in the car. So I'll do that now and I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to completely get rid of this as it's not needed, as I don't have the buttons anymore. Alright, so now I've completed it. I've gone in the car and I've tested it and it works. So this is the complete wiring that you'll need to do. So as you see, I completely removed the button piece because I don't use the buttons. I'll just throw this out there. This is the wiring I'm using because I am not using the buttons in my Polo. So the wiring could be different if you're keeping the buttons. Like, you might screw up your buttons if you do this method. But if you're not using the buttons, then by all means go ahead and do this method. It will work for you. So I've taken, if I lift this back up again, pin 1 is exactly the same. I haven't touched anything in pin 1. That's the same. All I did was cut the wire that also came off of it to go towards the buttons. And that, if my camera focuses, you'll see right there. It's been cut. I'm gonna wrap some electrical tape around that. Then I took the other 2 wires out of here. I literally just cut them. So I kept pin 2's wire in place. Then the wire down here at the bottom, where the airbag plugs into, that you'll see right there, this multicolored wire, I just cut that. Let me go back to here. I cut that off of here and dragged it down through here so that it would still be long, so that I had plenty of it to work with. and here it is. Here it's this wire that I'm running my finger across now, and all up here. And as you see, all I did was strip the ends of pin 2 and that wire that I cut, and I wrapped them together. Now all you need to do, and that's it, that's literally all you have to do, just connect these 2 wires together and your horn will work. So all I'm going to do now is solder this, put the heat shrink over it, heat shrink it, and install it back in the car, and it will work perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, put it in the car. In my last video that I showed putting in the steering wheel, I already showed you how to put in the airbag, so I'm not going to include that in this video, but I'll just show you the horn working when I've put it back in the car. So there's the wheel with the airbag back in. Now this is just the clip. Nope, not today, radio. So here's just the clip to show that the horn is indeed now working. So there you go. That's just the clip to show it working, so that you know that it works. So yeah.